Hi, welcome to this Brock training video. My name is Don. I'm the product specialist for Brock's fans and heaters. My contact information will be available at the end of the video. Today, in this training video, I'll be reviewing the installation and adjustments of a low temperature upstream axial heater. The low temperature upstream heaters are primarily used when only a small amount of heat is required to remove moisture from the grain. There are only slight visual differences between our standard heaters and our low temp heaters. The low temp heater has smaller holes in this burner cup than our standard heater with the larger holes. We also have a different igniter on the low temp heater. Brock's 24 and 28 inch low temp axial heaters can be installed to the inlet opening of our low speed 24, 27, or 30 inch centrifugal fans. Brock offers two hardware kits for this installation. One is for the 24 inch heater and one for the 28 inch heater. The 24 inch heater, the part number is 0-48718-24, and the one for the 28 inch is 0-48718-28. The contents of the installation kit include the mounting brackets, the bolts, wire conduit, inlet guard for the heater, and the installation manual. Check to make sure you have the correct kit for your heater, and really the only difference between the two kits is the size of the inlet guard. This inlet guard for the 28 inch heater would be larger than the one for the 24 inch. Now we want to make sure that the fan is properly supported before we install an upstream heater on here. And the fan has to be supported either by the leveling feet on the bottom or on a steel knee brace. We cannot install an upstream heater on a fan that's supported only by cables. Some of the tools required will be several half-inch wrenches or sockets and an impact wrench if you have that, make it a little bit easier as well. The first step is to remove the fan inlet guard by removing the 4 bolts that hold that on. And we'll put these bolts back in . Next, we'll remove 8 bolts and washers from the inlet cone where the brackets will be installed. Beginning at the top, we'll remove bolts 2 and 3. We'll skip 2, we'll go to 6 and 7. We'll skip 2, we'll go to 10 and 11. And we'll skip 2 and we'll go to 14 and 15. So that's 8 bolts, we'll lay those aside. Skip 2. Skip 2 again. And the last 2. The mounting bracket is the same for all sizes of fans. By looking at the illustration in the manual, we can determine which set of holes to use. So for this 27 inch fan, we'll use this set of holes right here, which is the next to the smallest set. We'll install the 4 brackets using the bolts and washers we removed from the inlet cone, and we'll finger tighten only on these. The 4 smaller brackets in the kit will be installed to these larger brackets. And the orientation of this smaller bracket depends on the size of the fan and the heater that you'll be using. So configuration A is for the 24 and the 27 inch fan, and it's turned up like this. And in the configuration B is for the 30 inch fan, and in that configuration this would be turned down. Okay, we'll use the 4 bolts and nuts that are in the kit to install these. Again, we'll just finger tighten. Now we're ready to attach the heater to the brackets, and make sure you have adequate help to lift the heater up into place. You want to make sure the airflow arrow on the heater is pointing into the fan. Now we're going to attach the heater to these brackets with another nut and bolt from the kit. And we'll just finger tighten. The air gap between the heater and the fan can be adjusted to help regulate the amount of heat required. As the gap is widened, more air from the outside is mixed with the heated air. Decreasing the gap will increase the temperature of the air out of the fan. A good starting point is to set this about midway on this slot of the mounting bracket. Once we have that set, we can tighten all of our bolts to 20 foot-pounds. Next, we're going to install the guard on the inlet side of this heater. And it works best to have this bent tab back toward the fan. And we'll use these smaller flat washers that are provided in the kit. Okay, one of the last steps of this installation is to have a licensed electrician connect the power from the heater control box to the fan control box using the longer conduit that's supplied in the kit. They also will need to install the appropriate thermostat based on the heater model that you've installed.